the tape for David Diaz against Manny Pacquiao, and you see the 3-year age advantage for the Filipino star. A half-inch in height, 3.5 inches in arm length, measured from the armpit to the end of the fist. They weighed in within a half pound of the 135-pound limit, and tonight David Diaz has rehydrated up to 148. Manny Pacquiao as 147, so unofficially they enter the ring as welterweights after having weighed in at the lightweight limit.
The David Diaz-Manny Pacquiao fight is scheduled for 12 rounds using the unified rules of the Association of Boxing Commissions. There is no 3 knockdown rule. Only the referee can stop the fight. In case it caused by an accidental headbutt, we go to the scorecards if the 4 rounds have been completed, and you cannot be saved by the bell in any round, including the 12th and final round.
All right, gentlemen, this is for the WBC lightweight title. You've received your instructions in dressing rooms. Again, I want to caution, any punch below this point are going to be called low. Any punch below this point are going to be called low. That said, I want you to obey my commands, protect yourselves all times. Touch them up now. Good luck to both of you. Good luck.
Pacquiao is #1 in the world, but his last couple of performances have shown the beginnings of some possible deterioration. Is he #1 pound for pound? He'll try to make a statement here. Emmanuel Stewart, if I were David Diaz, I would enter round 1 looking to ask Manny Pacquiao one significant question. Did you train to take body punches? Are you ready to get hit in the gut?
Well, I think that's what he should do, too. But, you know, looking at Manny, to me, I'm just amazed that this guy's fighting that for his 4th different weight division championship. And look at his body. I mean, usually when a smaller guy moves up to the division, you see a lot of fat or something like Duran. He looks perfect. Looked like he was born to be a lightweight.
A spectacular athlete from beginning to this point of his career. Never once has he looked out of place in any weight class in which he's fought. The body just keeps getting better and better. And already Diaz begins to hit him in the body with the punches that are aimed at asking how well Pacquiao is trained. And already Pacquiao shows the speed advantage that makes him so special.
But I look what Pacquiao sees it.
Lightweight, but he's a strong lightweight. He's not easy to put away in a cold breeze, and Pacquiao can't expect for anything to happen quickly here.
Pacquiao's is boxing tonight.
Terrific combinations by Pacquiao. Many of the punches being blocked, however, by Diaz's gloves.
Yeah, but Pacquiao's boxing, using his footwork, his movement, a lot different than I've ever saw him fight before. For the first time, he's got somebody that he's faster than.
And you hear the adoration of the crowd. Uppercut by Pacquiao, mixing his punches brilliantly. Catches Diaz with a left hand. Diaz blocking ardently with his gloves, but on the defensive before he finally breaks out with another attempted body shot.
Diaz is doing a pretty good job defensive, but he can't do too much offensive simply because he's not fast enough yet. Until Pacquiao slows down, it's going to be hard for him to do anything offensive.
And a smile and a nod from David Diaz to Pacquiao as if to say, yeah, I get it. I understand why you're so great.
Okay. Deep breath. Here you go. Okay, Manny. Don't let him rough you up on the inside, okay? I want you to use your feet and get out of there. All right, you
stiff, straight jab. Right. You got to jab your way in. That's a stiff jab, not a flinging jab, right. All right? And then you're ready to work. Okay. That's the most important thing to look at right now. Just relax. I'm ready.
A cut man, a chief second, a guy who'll carry the spit bucket. Strickland has said, if David could beat Manny Pacquiao, I might retire. Diaz says, no way. I'm not going to let him. And you heard Freddie Roach very pleased with the way his fighter fought round 1. CompuBox numbers, Pacquiao 19 out of 91, Diaz only 9 out of 43. And the uppercut with a left hand from Pacquiao. Again, a body shot from Diaz. Momentarily drives Manny back. Hand speed advantage tremendously in Pacquiao's favor.
Yeah, Pacquiao's doing a beautiful job of boxing. He's putting his combinations together, getting in and out.
Lands a left hand on the chin again. This one a more glancing blow. Pacquiao with a big left hand lead over the top. And another uppercut.
But he has not been landing. Those punches are not landing. Diaz is catching the punches for the most part.
Doing a good job with his tight guard. David Diaz. All those punches are blocked. And those.
And there he is.
And Diaz didn't manage to block the right hand. Big left over the top by Pacquiao. Big left over the top by Diaz. Blood coming from the right eye of David Diaz. Already Pacquiao has brought blood from Diaz. Straight right hand lands for Diaz. Pacquiao lands his right hook.
Jim Strickland, the manager of Diaz, normally works in most fights as a cut man, so he'll get a chance to practice on his own fighter at the end of this round.
See a good one, Emmanuel?
It's a good cut man. One of the best in the business.
I don't know. Jay, you're making a hard piece up here. Line up.
Jimmy's cut up here, Jim.
And the head,
It's up here.
I'm not going to worry about that. That's a little bit of hair on his nose.
Hey, I'm not
All
doing
right.
that crouch. Don't take them shit.
All right. All right, let me
Roll
hit
that cut on the nose due to a punch.
All right, listen. The biggest problem is you're not throwing a nice power jab, and as a result, he's landing his big left hand over the top, right? Now you've got to step in behind a good stiff power jab, and once you're in, you can't stand up straight or back out.
Okay.
You've got to keep your head in his chest, and you'll weak.
Here we see Pacquiao do something that's very unusual, beautiful combination. Right uppercut, then followed by right uppercut up between the gloves. That may could have possibly caused the cut on the nose.
Well, you've done cuts, Emmanuel. Tell us about the difficulty of a cut right on the bridge of the nose.
The regular stuff would usually get it to coagulate. It doesn't bleed too much.
Even though there was no knockdown, Harold Letterman scored the second round, a 10-8 round for Pacquiao, who had a landslide in power punches, landing.
Right uppercuts, left hands over top. He's doing so many different things.
He looks spectacular, and he's doing it against a southpaw after not having fought one for years. Big right hook by Pacquiao. Another big right hook right on the button by Pacquiao. David Diaz has a stern chin, and he's taking these punches pretty well.
Well, it's going to be put to the test tonight, but Pacquiao's hitting me with punches. I mean, consistently with both hands. David's speed is just too low right now. He cannot.
What David needs to do is to go plant his head on Manny Pacquiao's chest and not move away.
Yeah, but he's just too slow.
Two good body shots for Diaz. And a third for good measure. Left-hand fighter. Now he's added all this variety to his game, and still with the same physical talent. The courage of David Diaz. That right hook. Pacquiao gets to his body. Just missed with what would have been a big left-hand connect in Pacquiao. Two body shots from Diaz, and a third one as the round comes to a close.
Very nice job. That's the way to use that right hand. Okay, now let's put that hooks to the head's working real well for you. Look at me. Pay attention. Manny, pay attention. Now the hook to the head, then back to the body. Okay, let's concentrate a little.
Yeah. You see right here, you see Pacquiao throwing his right hook, something that he can't normally do when he's fighting the standard right-handed fighter, and he seems to love it. That's been his pet punch so far, most of the fight. I was watching him. He's looking past Freddie Roach. He was giving him instructions, looking at the replay in the arena. He's changing up. He's got a guy that he can do everything with now because it's a right, another left hand, and he's doing it too.
Harold, how do you have it through 3?
Look at you. 3 rounds to nothing. 30-26. Manny Pacquiao. Jim, I can't remember a southpaw who can throw 4 or 5 right hands before he pulls his right hand back. Incredible.
The early evidence on Pacquiao moving up to lightweight. Gee, maybe he's finally found a weight class where he can be really good.
and he seems to be enjoying it. I think he needs to fight more southpaws, so he enjoys it.
And Vic Draculich calls a halt to the action so that David Diaz's nose cut can be examined.
And I think
And try to do more damage, and that's what he's trying to do, leaving himself open for Pacquiao's assaults.
Speed is just too much, and the fact that Pacquiao's doing everything and moving and twisting and pivoting and turning all right.
As you said, Emmanuel, so he's bleeding from the nose, and he's bleeding from above the right eye, and he's getting hit flush with a lot of Pacquiao shots. No matter how hard Diaz works to cover up against these onslaughts, Manny Pacquiao is simply too fast and too good. Perfect shot by Pacquiao. Diaz shakes his head as if to say to the referee, I'm
Too fast, a little too sharp, and steadily moving and twisting and turning, punching, going in and out. And Diaz just, in his footwork, he's just too clumsy and slow and stiff.
2 good body shots there by the determined and gutty David Diaz. Keeps demonstrating that as far as attitude is concerned, he won't take no for an answer. Hard right hand by Pacquiao. Leading with hooks, crosses, and uppercuts. Pacquiao more or less dispensing with the jab because he doesn't really need to set anything up.
No, he doesn't. He just really pretty much just having target practice right now for the most part.
Left hand pops out across the top. 2 quick right hands inside. Against Pacquiao, Marquez has won more rounds than Pacquiao has won. That's how good he is. If it weren't for the 4 knockdowns that Pacquiao has applied to Marquez, Marquez would have won both fights. Now Diaz gets a couple of answers in there. What guts! What determination by David Diaz! Hard left hand by Diaz momentarily stops the Pacquiao assault. Stars and stripes are bloody, but unbound. Pacquiao 27 out of 56. Emmanuel Stewart, the layman, not all that familiar with boxing, would look at Diaz's face and say, how can he be allowed to continue under these circumstances?
Yeah, because he is a world champion, and if they do stop it.
Action slows momentarily in round 6.
He seems like loading up trying to let power punches now.
Pacquiao's not a sadist. He's a sportsman at heart, but he will do what has to be done, which is to continue to go after the damage he's already done to David Diaz. Diaz has to be earning the respect of the crowd as he continues to fire resolutely in round 6. Pacquiao storm once again continues. A tsunami, a hurricane, a tornado. Incomparable ring violence for this era in boxing.
The cut seems to be a big factor in this. So, you know, actually,
ring doctor right eye swollen up like a tennis ball, completely shut.
but one eye is swelling and the other one is bleeding, and they haven't seemingly stopped the flow of blood. And as soon as the bell rings, it starts bleeding right away again. It's a
expert commentary there between rounds by Diaz. Quote, I can handle his punches. He's just too fast. That's the story of what's happened so far. Harold Letterman, how do you have it through 6?
6-0.
whichever way it goes, he's going to win this fight unless they end up with another disqualification.
Look at the combinations.
Right. Watch your hold. Watch your hold.
To the degree that boxing can be a demonstration of supreme violence mixed with artistic brilliance, that's what Manny Pacquiao is providing tonight. David Diaz keeps plugging away. That done. So don't tell David Diaz he doesn't have a chance.
Watch your hold. No holding.
He doesn't believe you.
Break. Watch your hold.
And incidentally, lest you think that Pacquiao may have no other talents besides what he shows you in the ring, he's currently enrolled in college courses back in the Philippines. When he goes to class to sit in a college classroom, 5 armed bodyguards have to wait outside the building.
Plus, he says when even in class, he spends more time signing autographs than he does doing homework or studying.
The teachers, like the students, scream and shout. The way for a slower fighter to deal with speed is to try to interrupt the opponent. Is, if anything, he looks faster.
He looks faster, more natural, looks stronger. All the way down, much more devastating. Soon this fight's going to have to stop pretty soon. The referee's going to have to stop the fight.
Diaz gets in a good left uppercut of his own. Fires a straight jab, comes forward to make clear, I'm still a fighter, I'm not going to go away. But at this point, you worry about how badly is David Diaz going to get hurt by continuing to take punishment in a fight where he's not going to go down, not going to get knocked out. He blocked a lot of those shots. Sometimes the knockout is a merciful event.
Yes, because right now, even when Diaz throws punches, there's no power. He just pushing and stumbling his eye in his face. So he's getting in a position, his mind is functioning on stopping the fight now.
Increasingly on the defensive, Diaz has less and less to offer as the 8th round goes on. The crowd has gotten its money's worth. The crowd has seen the show they wanted to see. Manny Pacquiao has made his statement. There isn't much reason beyond a few moments like that for this to keep going forward. If ever you knew in advance that if things got bad, an opponent would be too brave for his own good, you knew it tonight.
Yeah, I think the corner should stop the fight. It would be a graceful way to end it, but it's over for all practically.
CompuBox numbers show that from the 5th round on, David Diaz's punch output has been dropping. 65 punches thrown in the 5th, 57 in the 6th, 50 in the 7th, only 38 in the 8th. Surely a serious consideration must now be given to stopping the fight in the 9th if things continue the way they've been.
Just how much more punch damage can he take before the fight eventually ends?
On any level, and he's proven that. Straight left hand shot for Pacquiao. Diaz falls into his arms. If the idea here is that there's some honor in allowing David Diaz to finish the fight, that would be a very misplaced instinct.
It's not worth it.
There's plenty of honor for Diaz tonight. It won't be in some way embellished by letting him go to a bloodier, more brutal finish. How many more? Down he goes, and Dracula stops the fight.
It should have never got to that.
Welcome to the lightweight division.
Manny Pacquiao was sensational tonight. He put on a clinic and it proved that he was much more than just a power puncher.
A flame of pure fire.
He did it all.
Incomparable in the sport. There's only one. Portrait of a superstar. Manny Pacquiao in bold relief. Floyd Mayweather retired from the sport a few weeks ago. It is expected that Oscar De La Hoya is going to retire by the end of this year. Where does the spotlight fall? Right here.
Here you see Pacquiao land a beautiful short left cross right over the shoulder. Diaz never even saw the punch.
Jab, left hand, good night. Merciful. Finally, the merciful knockout we were talking about.
Yes, it was. First class.
Right on the chin. Through 8 rounds, the 3 judges' scores were 80-71, 80-72, 80-71, totally academic. It was a bloodletting from about the 2nd round on. And if the question was, how good could Pacquiao look in his first fight as a lightweight? The answer is better than you might have believed.